Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I'm your host, Blockchain John, along with my co-host, Jake Jabarelli, and Cryptonaut Mike. How's it going, you guys?
Pretty good, John.
All right.
Really good, thank you.
Sounds good. All right, so for you all you Cryptonauts out there, we are giving you, once again, the top 10 daily stats and your crypto news of the day because you all have been asking for it over and over again. So we're going to give it to you. Starting off with Bitcoin's in first place, settling at $39,829.86 with a 7-day gain of 23.2% and with a market cap of $747 billion. In second place, we have Ethereum settling at $2,298.72 with a 7-day gain of 14.7%. with a market cap of $268 billion. And third place, we have Tether settling at $1.01 with a 7-day gain of 0.1%. An overall market cap of $62 billion. And fourth place, we have Binance settling at $313.98 with a 7-day gain of 6.8% and a market cap of $48 billion. Number 5, Cardano settling at $1.28 with a 7-day gain of 8.7% and a market cap of $41 billion. Number 6, XRP settling at 71 cents. Wow. With a 7-day gain of 23.7% and a market cap of $32 billion. All right. Number 7, USD coin settling at, of course, $1 with a 7-day loss of 0.5%, a market cap of $27 billion. Number 8, Dogecoin settling at 20 cents with a 7-day gain of 8.5% with a market cap of $27 billion. Number 9, Polkadot settling at $14.51 with a 7-day gain of 17% and a market cap of $14.7 billion. And number 10, Binance USD settling at $1 with a 7-day loss of 0.4% and a market cap of $12.2 billion. All right, Cryptonauts, your overall total market cap is at $1.597 trillion, up by 0.1%. All right, let's keep it going. Cryptonauts, now we're going to move over to the crypto news of the day. We're going to have Jake, if you can start us off with the first one.
So, from Jeff Benson, New Jersey gives BlockFi another month before new account ban. We talked about this, I think, in the last podcast. Cryptocurrency lender BlockFi is facing lots of questions from state regulators. It just bought a little more time to address them. According to BlockFi CEO Zach Prince, the New Jersey Bureau of Securities has extended a deadline to stop offering its BlockFi interest account, BIA, in the state to September 2nd. That's where it's going to stop. The state's Attorney General originally filed a cease and desist against the company on July 19th, and that's already passed, demanding that new BIAs, which promise up to 7.5% annual return on deposited crypto, cease by July 22nd. Our rules are simple. If you sell securities in New Jersey, you need to comply with New Jersey's security laws, said Acting Attorney General Andrew J. Brook at the time. That was the first in a series of actions by state security regulators against the upstart lender. New Jersey was quickly joined by Alabama, Texas, and just this weekend, Vermont. In a blog post today, Prince spun it up as potentially good news. Quote, "We've said time and again that the key to our industry's success is appropriate regulation. Ultimately, we see this as an opportunity for BlockFi to help define the regulatory environment for our ecosystem," end quote. So, I'm not going to go any further than that, but I think the point here is that a lot of states, Texas and New Jersey, are probably two of the biggest, besides like New York and Illinois and California, that really tend to jump on those bandwagons quickly, making sure that cryptocurrencies, as well as everybody else, stays in line.
Yes. And this article was written by Jeff Benson. Make sure we plug that in there.
My bad.
No worries. Next news, written by Matthew DeSalvo. Ethereum trading volume growth outpacing Bitcoin in 2021. Report. Ethereum is outperforming other cryptocurrencies this year, a Coinbase report says. Total exchange volume has shot up 1,461% to $1.4 trillion. This is mainly down to institutions having more interest in decentralized finance, says the US-based exchange. Really quick, I'm going to read a little here. More money than ever before is being pumped into Ethereum, and it's largely down to big Wall Street players taking an interest in the cryptocurrency and DeFi. According to a new report, Coinbase, the biggest exchange in the US, said in its half-yearly review that Ethereum has outperformed all cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, in the first 6 months of this year when it comes to growth and trading volume. Total exchange volume for Ethereum has shot up. Okay, obviously we read all that stuff, but there you go. All right. So, if you bought Ethereum a year ago, you're doing pretty darn good now.
Yeah. Ethereum just continues to outperform. I mean, it is practical from the sense of the fact that you got a bunch of stable coins as well as NFTs sitting on Ethereum on a regular basis. But I mean, probably the biggest thing was just, the first part of this year, it's just a gargantuan amount of trade going on.
Now, do you think Ethereum is ever going to surpass Bitcoin?
No, there's too many coins.
There's too many coins. But is too many coins on Ethereum?
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be...
Are you saying the total market cap?
Yeah, total market cap. You think Ethereum will pass Bitcoin?
I'm going to let Mike answer that. What do you think, Mike?
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Time is fluid. At some point, yeah, sure, maybe. But, 50 years from now...
That my predictions are often proven wrong. So when I say no, it's yes.
Okay. But you could agree that smart contracts does give Ethereum a big advantage over Bitcoin. And obviously, institutions are going to look at that as a very good investment, right?
Yeah, but it's different things.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The internet's pretty diverse. Like, there's a lot of things you can do on it, a lot of things it can be used for. As far as for like a currency or a money, probably Bitcoin. As far as like an internet of things, like that would require smart contracts, like financial stuff, any form of media, probably Ethereum. At least so far, Ethereum's got a pretty big grip.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of practicality to it. That's really the thing. It's like the reason we keep looking at Dynamo Coin is all this functionality built into the coin. Ethereum's got a lot of functionality. Bitcoin's pretty much just a store of wealth. It doesn't really do much else. But Ethereum's got a ton of functionality, so that the more coins that come out, the more functionality you get. Ethereum's got all this capability built into it. So yes, it could very well go higher.
But for the new cryptonauts out there that don't understand what a crypto hack is, when it comes to the smart contracts being hacked, there's a belief out there that Ethereum is not the most secure because these other coins or tokens that are built on Ethereum are being hacked daily, if not weekly. What do you guys say about that?
Well, the more something is used and the more diverse applications, the more openings for problems there is. So I wouldn't consider that a bad thing if there's more hacks on Ethereum than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's not doing the things Ethereum's trying to do.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, the more utilization, the more people are going to get into it, and the more it's like Linux isn't completely unhackable. Of course, it can be hacked, but it's much, much, much more secure than Windows ever was. And my analogy therein is, but the difference is way more people use Windows, and I'm just saying general normal users, not like super users. And so the more normal people you have using a thing, the more people are going to try to take advantage of that thing because they know they can win one over on somebody who doesn't understand the system.
Okay. There you go. Okay, good. Do you think we'll ever have another hack, another Ethereum hack, where they're going to have to, Ethereum is going to have to fork?
I'm worried about the changeover in 2023. So.
I am too, but it's not considered a hack. It's just, I think it's a consensus issue that's going to be coming up in the future. That's going to be highlighted. That's going to be the biggest highlight right there when this comes up from POW to POS.
Yeah, I am worried about that. But by then, I probably won't even be doing Ethereum anymore. So we'll see.
All right, next news.
That's the Bitcoin Seize.
Correct. Go ahead.
All right, Bitcoin Seize. This is by Jeff Benson. I'm going to make sure everyone knows that Jeff Benson wrote this. Bitcoin seized by DOJ headed to crypto custodian Anchorage in $6.6 million deal. The U.S. Marshal Service, a branch of the Department of Justice, charged with tracking down fugitives, has given a contract worth over $6.6 million in crypto custody, to crypto custody firm Anchorage to handle seized digital assets. Quote, alongside cash, real estate, art, and other asset classes used in the course of committing federal crime, the USMS, U.S. Marshal Service, has seized some amount of digital assets in recent years, end quote, Anchorage shared in a press release today. That's an understatement. The Marshal Service has been responsible for handling billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin over the and other cryptocurrencies, either seized by it or other Justice Department agencies such as the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. It's tasked with selling it. For example, it sold 144,336 seized from the Ross Ulbricht dark web marketplace Silk Road. I don't even want to think about how much money that is. The sale netted $48.2 million at the time. A big haul, right? But now it's worth $5.7 billion, making crypto seizures a large revenue stream for the agency.
Jesus. That's insane.
So seizing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is far from grabbing cash and putting it in a bag. It involves obtaining a person's private key, which is more or less the password to their wallet. While federal officials can provide a court order to get access to keys held by an exchange, funds in private wallets are trickier. One explanation, the person whose crypto it is can hand over the private key. The government can also lean on hackers to attempt to discover private key.
Now, these hackers, first of all, used to be black hatters and now are white hatters. White hatters. And obviously the difference in skill is there is no difference. These guys are just really, really talented in what they do. And instead of doing things for crime, they're doing things to help the Justice Department, which is pretty good because obviously they're doing good things. What I want to know is, the DOJ just gave a contract to Anchorage. I'm making these podcasts, and I want the DOJ to hear me, and hear me very clearly, is that I do have diamond hands. I do not sell, so if they want to make a contract and put it into my wallet, that is fine. I will take care of it. That's all I want to say. Silk Road. Silk Road is another thing that we should bring up. Jake, Mike, were you guys around when Silk Road was around?
Yeah. Well, we were around. I did actually hear about it in the news.
Okay. What do you guys know about Silk Road? And this is more for the new cryptonauts out there.
Essentially, it's Amazon if there's no real marketing and if Amazon didn't own Amazon. So it's just a place for people to meet online and buy and sell services or products.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put you on this.
Like I would go so far as to say it's kind of Reddit-like. It's like people just meet up and talk, and then they go off and do their trading. Or Craigslist. That's actually what I thought of Silk Road was being like Craigslist.
Now, of course, Silk Road, there was some illegal stuff being sold on the website. But in regards to that, do you think Ross Ulbricht is serving his proper sentence, or do you think it's too harsh?
Way too harsh.
A little bit too harsh. I mean, I get it. A lot of bad things were going on his site, and you look at the name and kind of the end game. If he'd have been a little bit more legitimate about it, I think they probably wouldn't have been so harsh on him. course, they would have been taking their cut, right? When you allow illegal things to happen on your site and you don't curtail it, at least in this country, you're going to get any case.
So during this time, from my experience, when Silk Road was out and they got busted, when Ross got busted, this was during the time where you didn't want to speak the word Bitcoin, because if you had any affiliation with Bitcoin, you were a criminal. So you were frowned upon.
Yep.
And that's an interesting thing to see, that nowadays, present time, this is institutional money. People are buying this by the billions of dollars. But back then, no, it's all part of the dark web. You do not mess with Bitcoin. You are a criminal. It's like, no. It's like,
there was definitely a stigma.
Yeah.
There's a big stigma on it.
But now, would you say that stigma? Well, it's still for new people out there that have not really got into it, that look at crypto from out of the bubble, they still see it as something that is a criminal tool.
No, I would say that's not true. And the reason I say this is because so many, I'm going to use the muggle term again, so many muggles, Harry Potter term, who are getting into Doge.
Mm-hmm.
They know nothing about Bitcoin other than the word. They don't know about Ethereum. They don't really know anything about except Doge. And the only people I know that do this are doing it through Robinhood, because Robinhood's, has the biggest wallet of Doge. So I know tons of muggle people, or people who just don't know anything about crypto, who got into Robinhood and got it through, got to Doge through Robinhood. Of course, it's the very limited and gated version of Doge, or any crypto for that matter.
Right. So do you think? Right. So do we have to give credit to Elon Musk for this? For getting a lot of these muggles in there.
Yeah, he definitely brought a lot of the people. Why Elon brings all the Doge to the yard? Or no,
All right. Let's go on with the next news. Written by Will Gottingen. U.S. Treasury blacklists another Bitcoin address with suspected terrorist ties. An office of the U.S. Treasury Department has announced new sanctions against a Syria-based terrorist fundraiser and recruiter accused of working with the militant group, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS. A press release alleges that Farouk, I'm not going to say his middle or last name, that's too long, utilizes social media to post propaganda, recruit new members, and solicit donations for HTS. The suspect's Bitcoin address is also being actively monitored, though the Treasury hasn't specified whether this particular address was involved in any terrorist financing. The Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control periodically adds new crypto addresses to its watch list of specially designated nationals, though it hasn't always OFAC only. What's OF? Oh, Office of Foreign Assets Control. Okay, got it. OFAC only began designating individual addresses in 2018. Sanctioned individuals are barred from engaging in financial transactions in the U.S. and with Americans. The interesting thing about crypto is that you don't need to do that with U.S. or with Americans. Or you could do it with Americans. There's just so many tools out there that are so easily accessible now that you can just tour your... Right? Is it tour?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Just get a new IP address. Very easy. And on top of that, you can just use a mixer on top of that. Just mix up those Bitcoin and they're washed. So if you want to be a criminal, it's easy to be a criminal with fiat or with crypto. Not that I support that. I believe that you should do things by the book per se. Just enough that you don't get crypto dog barking. All right, every single episode, right?
Almost. Yeah. You didn't do it last time. So.
I did, and I think he was sleeping. Anyways, so any more points on that?
I can I'm just going to make a comment about just, the fact that they're monitoring these and blacklisting it. If they want to know where the money's going. Mm-hmm. And so they're saying, well, we've seen a lot of coin go through this address and this address and this address. So they're just saying, hey, there's another address. If you're sending money to this address, we're going to watch you. So that's the only thing I'm saying.
But,
so, I've had money stolen. I've had money stolen from me, but most people do pooling, right? Mm-hmm. So the big addresses, that's where all the money gets pooled. the little addresses where you might send some random person, and they'll immediately just push it into the big address, right? So,
But the thing about that is that who cares if they're watching this one address? It's one click to create a new address. They can literally transfer the crypto or the Bitcoin into a mixer wallet, have it mixed, get some fresh Bitcoin out of there, and it's basically not traceable. It's not difficult. That's in a way it's almost like a waste of millions and millions of dollars that the U.S. Treasury Department is doing.
Think of it this way. Think of it this way. The U.S. government traces pretty much all cell phones. I'm not trying to go like paranoia or anything. They do. They watch everybody, and the thing you end up seeing is like if it's a phone number that's either being used a lot or isn't a burner phone, they're going to keep an eye on it. They see, eventually that money is going to go into a wallet that they know. Like, oh, this wallet received money from the 3 lines deep of these other wallets that led back to this blacklisted wallet. And this is the problem. I mean, thankfully we can make infinitely more, wallet addresses. You don't have to worry about that, but you have to keep doing that. So in order to stay ahead, if you're doing illegal stuff, they're just making an announcement. They want the quote bad guys to know, hey, we're watching you. So,
all right.
Let's get to the next bit of news here.
Next one is Robinhood going public with big crypto plans. 5 things to know. Do we really need to know those 5 things?
No,
I can tell you one. I can tell you 1 through 5 right now.
Go ahead.
It's a bad investment.
Shoot.
Don't do it. See 1 and 2 until you get to 5.
Okay. Perfect. I love that.
You know, I'd be willing to take a risk on that and say that is financial advice.
Okay,
like
so basically, you are totally.
I dare the government to come after me for making that financial advice.
So you are anti Robinhood.
I am anti institutional scams.
Okay, I love that. Okay, I support that.
Okay. Let's talk about some stoner cats.
Stoner cats.
From Liam Frost, Stoner Cat's NFT sale cost users nearly $800,000 in failed Ethereum transactions. While undeniably successful, yesterday's sale of Stoner Cats, a series of animated shorts sold in the form of NFTs, resulted in a loss of 344.4 ETH, or roughly at the time, $800,000, due to failed transactions as well as briefly clogged the Ethereum network. Go figure. Developed by Mila Kunis Orchard Farm Productions, a total of 10,420 Stoner Cats NFTs were put up for sale yesterday at 0.35 ETH, or roughly at the time $785 each, and the whole supply was sold out in 35 units. I mean, minutes. Sorry, not minutes. And the tweet says, "We sold out in 35 units. If you got a token, drop it here."
Nice.
However, not every buyer managed to get their hands on NFTs as the Ethereum network struggled with the sudden load. It sucks. According to crypto charting platform Dune Analytics, users have lost roughly 344.6 Ethereum, as I said before, in fees paid for Stoner Cats mints that never materialized.
Yeah, that's a big problem, man. That actually upsets me because I've experienced something similar to that where I'm doing transactions, purchasing NFT. And this is early on in Ethereum when it wasn't as popular as now. I'm talking about when Ethereum's gas percentage was about like 30-40%. It was low, compared to now. When this came out, for the listeners out there and the viewers out there, gas station is already drowning. They are maxed out. They're about to pop. Their blocks are just so full, 100% and beyond. It's so unbelievable. And supposedly 1559 is supposed to help alleviate that, but there's no sign in the near future that's helping out at all. That frustrates me because these are people's investments. They want to buy these and try to hopefully make some money off them, right? I mean, that's what I would do. But knowing that it's on Ethereum, I'm not going to mess with any NFT on Ethereum. Nope, I'm done with that. That's where I would consider Ravencoin right now for NFTs.
Or Dynamo coins.
What was that?
Or Dynamo coins.
Well, when Dynamo is ready for the NFTs,
When is it ready? Right.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about this too is the stoner cats. It might not even be the majority of people buying them for the resale. It's just they want it. They want to buy something that Mila Kunis is responsible for, and they just want to hold it. Hold and have for the years to come. But even something as niche as that breaks the market. So you gotta wonder. That's probably one of the reasons why something like Coca-Cola isn't coming out with an NFT series, because it would just destroy Ethereum.
Yep.
So we're still definitely new. It's been around for years now, and it seems like it's so old and grown up, but this network is still very, very new.
It's new with a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem is that there isn't enough alleviation in the blocks. So they got to figure that out soon. And 1559 is not helping. Who said it best? I'm trying to remember who was it. We had somebody on the podcast not too long. Well, I think earlier in the year that explained Ethereum's 1559 issue, where imagine having a stadium full of people and everyone's being charged $100 per ticket. You already have a full stadium, right? Now let's go ahead and cut that, and that's where obviously 1559 is activated. Let's cut the ticket prices to $50. It doesn't solve the issue that the stadium is already full of people. Now you're just going to get more people in the stadium at half the price. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make.
Black said that.
Who is it?
Tron Black was the one who made that analogy.
Tron Black. Beautiful. That's right. Yeah, that was awesome. I love the way he said that. He said it even better. So I forgot what episode that was, but we did do that episode, and that was an awesome explanation of it.
For Ethereum to work well, an ideal scenario, what needs to be is that stadium, instead of being filled with people, needs to be filled with each individual stadium around it, and then those stadiums get filled with people. So you don't want a stadium filled with people. You want a stadium filled with stadiums, and then the stadiums filled with people. Those would be the shards.
So you would need a second layer for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Pretty
I don't
much.
know, because Ravencoin does assets at a protocol level, so it does it at layer 1. So is there a way to have the whole thing as a layer 1? Maybe.
Right, but a Ravencoin is not full yet, right? I think if I recall, they're using less than 10% of the blocks.
Yeah, not using lots.
Yeah. All right. You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Stoner Cats. Okay, let's see. The next one is... Uh-oh. What happened to it? There it is. Okay.
There's Warren.
There it is. Elizabeth Warren. Okay, so this is written by Scott Chaplina. Elizabeth Warren. Crypto industry needs rules of the road. Okay. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren has taken aim at crypto once again, claiming that the industry needs rules of the road. I don't want to wait until a whole lot of people, a whole lot of small investors, a whole lot of small traders have been completely wiped out, Warren said on CNBC today, adding that rules of the road give people confidence. Concerns over smaller investors come as little surprise, judging by her previous efforts against the big banks. Quote, who takes advantage of there being no rules? It's the big guys. Who wins when there's no cops on the beat? It's the big guys, Warren added. Warren's crypto woes. Warren's concern is well founded given the sheer frequency with which many crypto have fallen victim to massive losses due to ransomware, theft, fraud, or even pure accident. But to be clear, Warren's concerns are not specific to cryptocurrency like Bitcoin itself, but to those seeking to profit off of cryptocurrencies in shady ways. Quote, my concern is about the snake oil salesman who hides everywhere when there's no regulation, Warren said. Beautiful. Obviously, it sounds like Warren is trying to help out the small people, and I appreciate that.
The one thing I would... Exactly. I'm for regulation when it comes to people abusing things, but the problem with regulation is it often goes too far. And this is the thing that it always bugs. There's a balance, right?
Yeah, this
Okay.
particular thing is going to be a two-sided sword. Obviously, she's saying one thing, but there's always another side of it, and it's probably going to be there needs to be more transparency in private wallets, right? Something like that. There's something behind this. There's always
The
something
thing that's
behind
going to bother me is like it's like, well, but what if I don't want you to know how much money I have?
it.
I
But
mean,
how can we protect
I'm not
you?
going to go on a tirade right now, but I'm going to just make a statement. I'm personally in favor of abolishing the 16th Amendment, the one that allows the government to tax income, because I don't think the U.S. government needs to see that. It just makes it too complicated, and it's like I know they want to see what people are doing. I don't want them to see what I'm doing, and I don't think they need to. But the trouble is it's never going to go away because they don't want to give it up. So it's I'm not, yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna rant about it.
it's a politician saying a politician thing, being a politician. Like, we don't
Yeah.
need better regulation. You know, the top four things she wanted to fix: ransomware, theft, fraud, or pure accident. Well, you know, last one is survival of the fittest, and if you lose your stuff, you lose your stuff, whatever. But the first three are already crimes. We don't need more regulation. We need more enforcement. We
Yeah,
need police
exactly.
and hackers going out there and fighting the fraud and theft. We don't need to make our lives more difficult and add more, you know, political red tape to it just so she can have something to do. We need actual answers.
Beautifully said. Love it. All right. I think we have one more.
Three more.
Three more. Okay, three more.
So XRP or Ripple, it's a 5-week high after launching liquidity service in Japan. Big in Japan.
Yeah.
The price of XRP, the native token of the Ripple network, is up by more than 10% in the last 24 hours, hitting a 5-week high. Woo! High. XRP reached 73.6 cents, a price point not seen since June 20th, about a month ago. XRP is the biggest gainer among the 100 largest crypto assets by market capitalization. If you guys remember when we read it earlier, was it 5th place, I think?
Let's check here.
Followed by cryptocurrency exchange Huobi's, or Huobi's native token HT and Decred DCR. The cryptocurrency has, however, slightly backtracked from today's earlier highs, trading at 0.717 or 71.7 cents per CoinGecko. The token's price got a boost after Ripple, the blockchain company developing XRP-based payment solutions, announced the launch of RippleNet's first live-on-demand liquidity, or ODL, service implementation in Japan. Sounded terrible. RippleNet is a global network of financial institutions working on making cross-border payments cheaper and faster. With on-demand liquidity, a service that XRP uses to source liquidity during transactions, RippleNet customers can use XRP to bridge various currencies in a matter of seconds, so that the payments are sent and received in local currency on either side of the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty neat concept, honestly. High demand for cheap remittances. To launch ODL in Japan, Ripple teamed up with SBI Remit, the country's largest money transfer provider and subsidiary of Ripple's shareholders SBI Holdings. The project targets remittance payments from Japan to the Philippines and includes two more partnerships: Coins.ph, which sounds like a Philippines company, a popular mobile wallet for digital currencies in the Philippines, and digital asset exchange platform SBI DC Trade. By launching ODL in Japan, Ripple addresses the high demand for cheap remittance services for the growing Filipino population, the third largest in the country, according to local reports. Last year alone, the remittance flows from Japan to the Philippines sent by Filipino workers total approximately $1.8 billion.
Wow.
But this is not that uncommon, because I mean, a lot of Filipinos don't work in their own country because there's nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've heard from actual Filipinos. Yeah, so I can see why that's super popular there. They're all in Japan sending money back to the Philippines.
Wow.
So I do appreciate this factor, because this is something I've had a friend talk to me about right after Bitcoin started, was the idea of being able to do local currencies on both sides of the transaction, basically using the coin as the transactor.
No, but they're no longer using Western Union, are they?
What?
Because I think weren't they using Western Union for a while?
What, Ripple or just in general?
Yeah, Ripple.
Probably. They probably were.
Yeah, because I think there was another article not too long ago that they were actually in talks of buying out Western Union.
Wow.
Yeah, is it going to happen? There's a lot of nays on that. But the contract is being set up by Ripple to submit to Western Union. But the chances of that happening is very slim to none. RippleNet, I don't know about that name. It sounds like it reminds me of AOL for some reason. Yeah. I don't know about that name. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Bitcoin returns to $40,000 despite waves of regulatory attention. Written by Liam J. Kelly. It's been a volatile week for the largest cryptocurrency in the market, Bitcoin. After reaching $40,000 on Monday for the first time since mid-June, the leading cryptocurrency has again hit the key threshold just 2 days later. The price of Bitcoin hit $40,000 in the early hours of Wednesday before dropping back, but has since recovered the key level. What's more, the leading crypto is enjoying this bullish impulse despite increased regulatory attention in the crypto space. The largest exchange in the business, Binance, for example, has been frantically adjusting its position on various fronts following pressure from global regulators. One of the latest changes Binance has made has been to cut its highest leverage trading from 125x to 20x. Traders who use leverage to make trades are able to magnify their bids by huge amounts. Naturally, the downside can be equally multiplied, leading to mass liquidations among even pro traders. Yeah, I remember that. 125x?
No, 100x.
Yeah, you're going to lose 125x. Do not do that, all right?
Well, conveniently within coin trades, not on the standard market, but they liquidate you. They just blow your entire account out instead of making you owe money. So.
Yeah, that's bad. Do not do that. If anything, I'm gonna suggest get yourself a Celsius wallet and just put your crypto in there and stack Sats and HODL. That's it.
Yep, I completely agree with that.
All right.
Yeah, Bitcoin's been doing great, and you can see from that chart. The people who are listening probably can't see it, but you can look on CoinGecko if you want to check it out. We saw that huge dip. We came down from the maximum. And it's been a bear market for the longest time, and we're finally coming back up again. Now, we bought about 30,000, right? And July 20th, I think, was where it bottomed out. So hopefully we return back to 60,000. Woohoo! Go Bitcoin.
Yep. Altcoins. I'm off for the altcoins too, man. Don't forget about the little man.
You're right. Everybody tends to follow when Bitcoin goes places. So.
All right, next news.
Crypto exchange Binance launches tax reporting tool. This is kind of cool. Crypto exchange Binance is launching. Let me say who it's from. Scott Cipollina. My bad. Didn't say last time. Crypto exchange Binance is launching a tax reporting tool that will enable its users to keep track of their crypto activities and streamline reporting requirements, per a statement released yesterday. The fact is that in many countries around the world, crypto regulations are still evolving, and we are all discovering the right path for this promising, young, and exciting industry. Very courageous. He's saying it all, says Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, the CEO of Binance. The new tool allows users to transfer their transaction history to a third party and also obtain overviews of their tax liabilities. Though the tool will help users, it also comes at a time when the exchange has been under fire from regulators globally. In recent weeks and months, CZ has been focusing his efforts on demonstrating that Binance is taking compliance and regulatory obligations seriously.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, quote, I believe a well-developed legal and regulatory framework in the long term will be a solid foundation that truly makes crypto essentials in everyone's daily life. Sounds very platitudinal. As he said on July 7th, he added that the wider adoption of crypto globally demonstrates the need for, quote, clearer regulatory frameworks in different countries. But despite the rhetoric, it said, major questions about Binance continue to linger. Binance's difficult relationship with regulators. Binance history has been littered with regulatory controversy. Last year, authorities in Malaysia said Binance was illegally operating in the jurisdiction. The announcement came several months after Malta ended its love affair with the crypto exchange too. But this year, regulators have turned up the pressure on Binance, specifically targeting the exchange's insistence that it is decentralized and operates without a headquarters. All within the last 2 months, regulators in the UK, Italy, Japan, and the Cayman Islands have all said Binance is not authorized to operate in their relative jurisdictions. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority told Decrypt that it had a huge issue with the exchange's apparent lack of a headquarters. It also said that Binance Markets Limited, a UK entity that was put in place to run Binance Exchange in the country, was not up to speed on its anti-money laundering obligations. Put two and two together, and we obviously have issues with the standards in that area, said FCA spokesperson.
Is that really true? Come on. Think about that. Is that really the issue? I guess for regulators it is, but for the user...
For regulators.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I want to harken back to Elizabeth Warren's rant here, whatever what she was trying to get at. The one thing the U.S. does differently than not every country, but many countries, is regulation. And I'm not saying other countries couldn't be more. I think of Australia when I think of higher regulation. But the point is to save people from their stupid mistakes. And it's sad because having lived in California most of my life, I know exactly how this works. To Californians themselves, California is known as the babysitter state. And that is, you're too dumb to know how to do things. We need to do it for you. And I get that, as Mike mentioned earlier. If you lose your money, it's your own damn fault. That's not what he said, but basically.
Yep.
You need to protect yourself. You need to think on your own. You need to be aware. And I would argue so much as to say that if you're not aware, it's your own damn fault. It's just like, the rules still apply even if you don't know what they are. But I do understand the reason that we've come to this perspective of saying, there's a lot of shysters, there's a lot of people out there trying to steal money from you. And if you don't know about it and you haven't educated yourself about it, you're gonna lose all your money to Bernie Sanders. So it sucks, but regulation at least tries to hedge that, right? It's just that the problem with regulation is it can go overboard just like everything else can.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, in line with this, is Binance doing something wrong? They could be according to regulators, but maybe you just need to educate yourself. I don't want to be mean to people, but the more you know.
Well, aside from that, it sounds like CZ is trying to make things more regulated in the eyes of those regulators.
Palatable.
Well, I guess this new tool is supposed to help out. Let's see how it does help out. I don't know. We'll see. I don't use Binance as often to really, I guess, even utilize that tool, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes out. Anyway,
I haven't used Binance in a while, but I seem to recall them only giving me a 3-month history of trading. So that would be one easy way they could fix that. Like a total trade history would be amazing.
And I think that's probably what is going to be coming out in this tool.
Cool.
And probably an API plug. What disappoints me is this just them not taking response, because it's not only Binance. Coinbase also does this as well. They've already done what CZ is trying to do. Is they'll give you all your printout, but you need to use a third party to decipher all that data. because what they give you is a bunch of just jumbled around numbers and letters. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I've taken that to my tax person, like, okay, this is what Coinbase has sent me, and they look at it like, this doesn't make any sense. So I reached out to Coinbase, I reached out to TaxBit, and they both pretty much came to the same consensus that Coinbase doesn't do anything other than just go by the bare minimum of what the law requires, which is them to provide you the data. And basically that data is to be taken to a third party to decipher in more human readable words and numbers. Why do they do that? Why can't they just have it all built in? Doesn't make sense. I know Celsius does a very fantastic job. They send you one page for your tax, and all the data is there, and very easy numbers to read. Very easy. Love it.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's just extra work. I mean, Binance does have a lot of money. They could easily do it. The question is, do they want to?
Is it like
They're
an
probably
extra,
only doing it because they're being forced to do it.
is it extra liability? Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, think about it. There's what was it? The reason that Google and Apple and any of the companies that have text messaging services like WhatsApp don't want the back-end regulators to get access to their data is because they don't want to lose customer trust. I think it goes the other direction when it comes to Binance. Binance doesn't necessarily kind of want to be able to wash its hands of anything that happens on its platform. The fact of the matter is, people kind of expect, responsibility. They expect you to, respect your other customers and know what's going on your platform. So.
Okay. I like that. That's a good two Satoshis right there. All right, I think we have one more news article to read. I think. Let's check it out.
I don't remember seeing another one, but. Yeah.
Nope. I'm totally off. Yep, you're right. Okay, so that was it, Cryptonauts. We are done with the crypto news of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in Jake. You can check him out at Jabarelli. What is it? Jabarelli.com. CEO of Jabarelli Farms. If you're interested in mining, or reach out to him, chit chat with him in Discord at the C3 Media Discord channel. You can go to our website at c3media.tech. That is the letter C, number 3, media.tech. Mike, where can they reach you at if they want to chat with you? Same thing, Discord?
Yep, C3 Media Discord.
Awesome. So with that said, make sure you check us out on Fridays. Pun Jedi. DJ Jedi is doing an awesome job there hosting the music nights, and it is continuing to grow. So if you want to hang out and enjoy some free crypto airdrops, especially for the new folks out there that have a fresh wallet that don't have anything in it, it's free crypto. Just come hang out, listen to some awesome music. DJ Jedi is doing an awesome job with that. So with that said, Cryptonauts, until next time, stack sats and HODL. Adios.